Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. There is nothing in this world that is more insulting than betrayal. When somebody stabs you in the back, when somebody tells you one thing to your face and then backstabs you, the moment you turn around or the moment you leave the room, it's just such a disgusting feeling now, isn't it? And that is a serious problem with the GOP, folks. You know, very often people get swept up, and I'd say even myself, into this right-left dichotomy, but the sad reality of the situation is that some of your biggest enemies, some of your biggest political enemies, are on your team. They pretend to be your friends, they pretend to represent you, but they truly resent you and mock you behind closed doors. And this is why draining the swamp, and especially draining the RINO swamp, is such an important task. Here we go again, another RINO totally exposed. A couple weeks ago we covered the leaked audio tape of Kevin McCarthy talking to Liz Cheney, where we found out that Kevin McCarthy surprised absolutely no one is a complete liar. Well, now we have bombshell audio, another leaked recording, this time with turncoat Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the biggest snakes in Washington, showing his true colors once again. But before we get into any of it, this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. Alright friends, this video is brought to you guys by American Hartford Gold. Money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. And it's in your best interest to keep your money, to keep your wealth, to preserve your wealth. And well, let's just say that's becoming harder and harder with Joe Biden in the White House. The reality is, every day with Democrats in charge, you are getting poorer. And every day with Joe Biden's economic policies, we're getting closer and closer to a potential massive economic collapse. And that, my friends, is where American Hartford Gold comes into play. With gas prices through the roof and inflation at the highest levels we have seen since the 1970s, it's even arguable that inflation is actually worse than it was back then. American Hartford Gold can help you preserve your hard-earned cash, your retirement savings, by diverting a portion of your portfolio into a very safe physical, tangible asset, which is of course gold and silver. Basically as simple as that, folks, gold and silver, preserving your cash, protecting it from the nightmare inflation that we are currently seeing. American Hartford Gold is the best company to do it, with the highest possible rating, an A+ rating, from the Better Business Bureau. And the best part is, folks, it's as simple as it gets. All you gotta do is give them a very brief phone call, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right at your door, or directly inside your IRA or 401k. And if you call them now, then you can get up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. So don't wait, give them a call at 844-440-1005. That's 844-440-1005. Or text Hivemind, one word, Hivemind, to 65532, 65532. A huge thank you once again to American Hartford Gold. Protect yourself against inflation, folks. And now back to the video. Alright folks, take a look at this headline right over here. Listen, bombshell audio reveals Lindsey Graham claiming nation will unify around Biden after January 6th, saying he's, quote, maybe the best person to have. Bridget Gabriel writes on Twitter, not a great look for Lindsey Graham.
We'll actually come out of this thing stronger. Moments like this reset. It'll take a while. People will calm down. People are, I don't want to be associated with that. This is a group within a group. And what this does, there'll be a rallying effect for a while where the country says we're better than this.
And Biden will help that, right?
Yeah, totally. He'll be maybe the best person to have, right? I mean, how bad can you get it with Joe Biden? He's misjudged the passion. You know, he plays the TV game, and he went too far here. That rally didn't help. Talk about, primarying us, and he created a sense of revenge.
And now, is this a surprise to anyone? Of course it isn't. Lindsey Graham was just one of all of these other RINO politicians who tried to take advantage of January 6th and the leftist narrative that was being pushed to immediately try to throw Donald Trump under a bus. Lindsey Graham and Liz Cheney are the two most prominent figures that I could think of who immediately tried to take advantage of the situation to, quote, move the party away from Donald Trump. In this leaked audio, you can see what Lindsey Graham was hoping for here. He was hoping for a Trump purge of the Republican Party. RINO's viewing January 6th as an opportunity to take the party back from Donald Trump, and essentially what they did was side with Democrats. They betrayed their own voters and sided with the nasty Democrat narrative and enabled all the demonizing, all the lying, all the phony narratives and exaggerations that Democrats subsequently pushed and refused to stand by their base and stand by their voters. That is who represents you in Washington. Of course, not everyone, but it's a good portion. It might even be a good majority. And then the second part, of course, Lindsey Graham doing what he always does, praising Joe Biden. Joe Biden's probably the best person to have. That is coming from the mouth of Lindsey Graham. After a year of Joe Biden publicly embarrassing himself, showing his severe cognitive decline, the Hunter Biden scandal and all of the other scandals and corruption allegations surrounding the man, after everything that we learned throughout the campaign season, Lindsey Graham says, well, Joe Biden's probably the best person for the country. And now, of course, none of these statements are aging well, now are they? Also, it's not exactly something new from Lindsey Graham.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation.
But like I stated, none of this stuff is aging well, because when you're a flip-flopping politician with an absolutely weak, malleable spine, bending and twisting at any sign of controversy or public media pressure, instead of actually standing up for what's right, standing up for your side, and standing up for your base, well, in the end, you will be exposed. And Lindsey Graham is just another one. He's one that I've been warning about for a very long time. He manages to galvanize support every now and then, like in 2018 with the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing, where he took a stand during the Senate hearing. But this guy has a track record of total dishonesty. He's a chameleon, a shapeshifter. He says and does or portrays himself in whatever he feels is going to work for the time. Actually, very similar to Joe Biden if you think about it. But behind the scenes, Lindsey Graham only cares about Lindsey Graham. He doesn't care about the Republican Party. He doesn't care about his voters. He'll pretend to support Donald Trump and the Donald Trump agenda. He'll say what he has to say publicly, but then behind closed doors, it's a totally different story now, isn't it? I mean, the guy folded like a lawn chair and presented you, the Republican base, as fresh meat to the pack of wolves that is the left-wing media. At the first sign of controversy, he sided with the Democrats and even praised Joe Biden as the perfect man for the job right now to unify America. Give me a break. Siding with the man that continues to slander and attack you every moment he gets. This is unforgivable. He then goes on to condemn Donald Trump for doing a rally and talking about primarying Liz Cheney. Once again, it seems as though he's quite sympathetic to Liz Cheney, and once again, siding with the Democrat agenda. Biden and Black Lives Matter ad agency is promoting angry Liz Cheney to Democrats in Wyoming. Liz Cheney is such a traitor to the Republican base, directly siding with the slanderous Nancy Pelosi January 6th narrative. She's such a RINO, a Republican in name only, that her new campaign strategy in Wyoming is to market herself to Democrats, and she's being praised by Biden and Black Lives Matter ad agencies. Absolutely nuts, folks. These people don't want to represent you in Washington. It's supposed to be representative government. You elect people to public office and they represent you, your values, your needs, and your issues. In Washington, you are their constituents, but they resent you. They hate you. As Lindsey Graham says, it's a group within a group. He wants to cleanse the GOP of what he views as the Trump virus. They don't care about you and they don't care about your issues. They're Washington cabal swamp creatures. And that's why we're seeing stuff like we're seeing now. Republicans voted for Donald Trump with a very serious mandate, and one of them was border security and putting up a southern border wall. Republicans like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham fought tooth and nail to make sure that Donald Trump's wall didn't get funding. Meanwhile, there's a blank check sending billions upon billions of dollars to fund a war in Ukraine that the American people do not want to be a part of. Mitch McConnell even saying this.
We all agree the most important thing going on in the world right now is the war in Ukraine. I had a chance to call the president last week and request that the Ukraine package move by itself and quickly. He said, let me think it over. He called back in about 15 minutes and agreed that we need to do this Ukraine only and quickly. I think we're on the path to getting that done. Discussions are underway between the House and Senate appropriators on the crafting of the package. It needs to be clean of extraneous matters directly related to helping the Ukrainians win the war.
But if you look at any polling data, this is not the #1 issue for Americans. It's inflation, the economy, the southern border, basic affordability. I mean, there's a baby formula shortage and food shortages right around the corner, and Mitch McConnell's priority is sending billions of dollars to Lockheed Martin and other war enterprises to continue to fund bloody conflict around the world as if it's the #1 priority for American citizens. It's a complete joke. These people don't care about you, they resent you, and they admit it behind closed doors, as we've seen with multiple leaked audio recordings over the last month. Pay attention, folks. Every 2 years, it's primary time, and the list of who deserves to get primaried is growing longer and longer by the day. But of course, that's what I got for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share it as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. I'm going to get back to work. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.